Surprise is more than meets the eye. Each resident has a story. And those stories, intertwined, create the fabric of our community.
Hi, my name is Olivia. This is my daughter Samantha.
I'm a student here in the city, and we've lived in Surprise for 5 years.
I'm Patrick McDermott, Community Affairs Manager for Arizona Public Service and Chairman of the Board of the Surprise Regional Chamber of Commerce.
My name is Chris. I'm a 24-year veteran in the United States military. I started a small security company here in Surprise at the Beehive.
Hi, I'm Erica.
Hi, I'm Dave.
I'm Tyra.
I'm Luciana.
I'm a working mother of 2, and I've lived in Surprise for 12 years.
I'm a small business owner, and I've lived here since 2001.
Surprise is a top-notch city.
I love that it's very family-oriented, and there's just so many activities for the family to do.
Surprise feels like home to me because of events like the Veterans Day Parade and the 4th of July event, where the community comes together and celebrates.
Everybody's looking for a place to belong, a community to belong to, a family to belong to. And Surprise gives you that feeling.
I go to school here, I go to church here, and I go to performing arts here.
I play soccer. I'm signing up for football this year, and I like the Cardinals a lot.
It's fun to be out here. It's exciting to be a part of the growth that's taking place.
I like the larger community, but I still like the small sense of togetherness.
I have 6 daughters, and I can open up the door and allow any one of them to go outside and play. And when I shut the door, I know that they're in a safe community.
Of all the cities we've lived in, I feel that Surprise has been the easiest to get connected.
It is really family friendly, which is awesome, but it's also like youth friendly and teen friendly.
I made a lot of friends in Surprise.
I like cook because I like have my friend near me.
Well, she loves cooking food and she loves sharing it with people, so she's always inviting our neighbors over. She makes tacos on Saturday, and that kind of stuff is like what I think Surprise is all about.
We love Surprise. We're building our forever home here.
I found a community that definitely has my back.
I love the city of Surprise because no matter what happens in life, I'm always home.
Surprise is going down a very exciting path.
I think Surprise is gonna get even stronger and even closer, and as long as we keep acknowledging and appreciating our diverse culture, we're gonna always feel like one big family.
They are Surprise, and so are you. Each story is unique, but together, they write the story of our community.
I am Surprise.
Yo soy Surprise.
I am Surprise.
I am Surprise.
We are Surprise!
Let's make that story an epic one. This is our community. This is our story.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Sharon Wolcott.
Good afternoon. You know, I very much appreciate the opportunity to come before you each year to share a message about the state of our city. Sounds so serious. But this year, I want to share with you the story of our community. It's an amazing story of where we came from, where we are, and in working together, where we can be in the future. This is the 6th State of the City address that I've had the honor to present to you as your mayor. And let me tell you, we've seen a lot of changes since then. A few of you may recall how bleak the situation was just 5 short years ago. But that's part of our story. And I'm sure you will agree that we are a community that tackles adversity and embraces change in support of the future. And it has served us well. The definition of a community is a group of people living in the same place or having particular interests or goals in common. And here in Surprise, we have both. We live in the same city, or we operate a business here, and together we share the common goal of success. That means maintaining a safe and sustainable community that delivers on a vision that enriches the quality of life for all of us today and sets the path for generations of new residents who have yet to hear from us, but they will. Our modest roots stem from agriculture. We grew roses, cotton, and citrus. The railroad and Grand Avenue connected us to areas far beyond our original square mile, which was purchased nearly 80 years ago. In 1940, fewer than 24 people lived in Surprise. They saw the opportunity, and with pride in their hearts, together they helped to incorporate our city and lay the foundation for the future. That community pride resulted in paved streets, by the way, the first of which were paid out of the mayor's own pocket. Not gonna happen. The personal investment in community brought new businesses and neighborhood gatherings, including parades and even a rodeo back in the day. Our connected spirit was ever present during the high growth period of the 90s and early 2000s. That's when we built our parks, our pools, our recreation centers, the tennis complex, and Surprise Stadium. People wanted to be a part of the promise, the opportunity that was unfolding in the community of Surprise. So much so that our population soared to 100,000. It was that spirit of community and shared sacrifice that helped us through the nation's last economic recession. We, our council, our staff, we had to make some tough decisions to keep this city afloat. But thanks to sound council policies, the hard work of our city staff, and the support of our residents, Surprise was able to make it through the financial crisis together as a community. We got through it. And as a result of these tough times, we realized we needed to change the formula for how we grow our city and make it sustainable for the future. Now, you told us you wanted to work close to home, giving you more time with your families. And together, we made strategic enhancements in our economic development and community development portfolio that attracted new employers to town and more than 1,000 new jobs even during the recession. When I arrived in Surprise, can't believe it, but it was 13 years ago, I fell in love. Our clean, new, and fresh look was so appealing, just like it was to you. But what really got me hooked was what I didn't see. That's when I recognized an opportunity to get engaged with the City Council and residents to identify the ways we could make a difference in growing a city for all ages. One of the most crucial pieces missing in Surprise was a lack of focus on education after high school. We needed to plan for career and technical education options for those who want to enter the workforce right away after school. And we needed to plan for a 4-year residential university, giving students wanting a higher education the full experience of university learning. Our students, our future, have had to leave us to obtain a college degree. And in many cases, after graduation, they will not return without a job opportunity to bring them home. We want to keep that knowledge base right here in Surprise. A community with a well-educated and skilled workforce is where businesses and employees want to locate. And that cycle of learning and working is what makes a living community truly thrive. No one can deny that our council has made education a priority ingredient of the new formula we follow to grow a sustainable community. Drive down Grand Avenue today, and a new 19-acre technical training center is transforming the gateway to our city. WestMec will work with our business community to ensure their programming responds to the needs of our businesses that need a workforce ready to go in areas like advanced manufacturing and medicine. It's because of this focus on a vision to grow a vibrant and self-sustaining community, your City Council went to work and made attracting a residential university a priority within our strategic plan. Today, I'm thrilled to announce that Ottawa University is transitioning into a residential college campus right here in Surprise at City Center. Thanks to a partnership between Ottawa, Maricopa Community Colleges, Dysart Unified School District, and the city, Surprise will once and for all be a college town. Beginning with the next school year, which starts in August, our graduating high school seniors will have the option to pursue a college degree right here in their hometown. While the journey begins with several hundred students, this campus will grow to 3,000 students and student athletes. How fitting that we'll be cheering for the new spirit that invigorates our young community. Expansion plans for the Surprise campus include development of residential housing, an indoor activity center, dining and conference space, and new athletic fields, including a stadium for football and soccer. Truly, few things can compare to the feeling we have as a result of nurturing a vision and launching a 4-year university experience in Surprise, Arizona. Keep in mind that residents of all ages will benefit from the presence of Ottawa University. So please join me in welcoming Ottawa University President Kevin Eichner. President Eichner, I want to thank you so much for being here. I want to thank you for your partnership, and I cannot wait to see future leaders walking the campus of Ottawa University right here in Surprise. Thank you so much. Education is now a critical component of our very aggressive economic development strategy for attracting new jobs and business and clean industry. No one can deny we are also about supporting the businesses that are already here. We all recognize that the Bell Grand Interchange project would have an impact on area businesses. So we worked with those businesses, the Surprise Regional Chamber of Commerce and the Arizona Department of Transportation, to create a plan to minimize those impacts. An accelerated construction schedule, continued business access points, and a temporary signage policy, and a Shop Bell Grand marketing campaign all helped our shoppers stay in the area. How wonderful to see that bridge is now open and the project is complete. I know it wasn't always easy, but we got through this as one Surprise. Now, I purposely refer to our economic development strategy as aggressive because we are not satisfied to compete for mere crumbs. We have no interest in stealing from our neighbors for no net benefit to Arizona's economy. We have proven we have the talent and the will to develop our own market, unique here in the Valley, targeting companies and investment both domestically and internationally. We are strategically engaging with companies that will bring high-quality head-of-household jobs to Surprise, and our strategies are working. The recent additions of Iris USA and Cobalt Rehabilitation Hospital to our city are 2 more examples of our success. We are also making solid connections through our Surprise International initiative. Last month, I participated in a roundtable discussion in Toronto, in which we discussed the growing trend of international patients traveling to the United States for certain medical procedures. In a 2016 subject matter report, issued by Visa and Oxford Economics, the medical tourism industry was valued at $100 billion and is poised for 25% year-over-year growth by 2025. So our good friend and today's MC, Glenn Williamson, with the Canada-Arizona Business Council, conducted some local research and found that 1 million Canadians visited Arizona in 2015, spending more than $1 billion. Surprise alone has more than 15,000 Canadians who winter with us, many in homes that they own. And that number is going to continue to grow, and we welcome them. Could that provide a new opportunity for us in the medical tourism industry? We're going to take a close look to find out. So today I'm announcing the upcoming launch of a cross-border task force that will research and identify ways in which together Surprise can set a new standard in the medical tourism industry. While we are early in the stages of development, I'm pleased to tell you that Economic Development Director Janine Yurkovic will serve as a co-chair of this bilateral task force. Janine, thank you for your leadership on this very important venture. Thank you so much. Job and business growth, of course, aid in creating a great quality of life for residents and visitors alike. But there's so much more that goes into growing a community that people want to be a part of. You have to be safe. Nobody wants to be somewhere where they don't feel safe. That's why this fiscal year, we increased police, fire medical, and court staffing levels so that the public safety is not compromised. Our fire medical department launched its ambulance service to improve response times and quality of care. Our police department completed a multi-year CALEA accreditation process to increase efficiency and effectiveness in the delivery of police services. It's true that public safety is a fundamental component to creating a great quality of life, and arguably our #1 responsibility. But here in Surprise, we also know that growing a great community means leaving no one behind. And 2 years ago, our city manager, Bob Wiggenroth, created the Human Service and Community Vitality Department that through a variety of public, private, and nonprofit partnerships has provided much-needed services to support our veteran population and those residents that are most vulnerable. To date, our Surprise Resource Center has helped more than 1,000 families make it through another day. Our partnership with Maricopa County and many other agencies have helped people pay a utility bill or a month's rent so that they could remain in their home with the lights on. We have helped those living in abusive households connect with the people that can support their courage to move out of that environment. We've connected those unable to afford food with the agencies that can help stock their cupboards. We've helped to provide training and skill opportunities to veterans transitioning out of military service and into the civilian workforce. And while we are humbled and honored to have helped so many people through these programs, our peers also recognize the importance of this work. Westmark selected the Surprise Resource Center as the West Valley Quality of Life Award winner this last fall. Our city services are complemented by so many valuable partners, including Sun Health's At Home program that provides highly personalized support that allows our most senior residents to live independently in their home, feeling safe and confident as they get older. The Best of the West award-winning program is making a difference in our city. So thank you to all of our partners. Thank you so very much for making Surprise better. Here in Surprise, we are all about neighbors helping neighbors. Our inaugural Martin Luther King Jr. Day of celebration and service brought out the best in us. Several hundred people spent the day cleaning parks, reading to the elderly, and creating care packages for the homeless. Our volunteers, as Glenn said, are what make this city shine. Now, I'm excited to tell you about a new partnership with Experience Matters. This nonprofit intentionally pairs retired volunteers with community-based organizations that can benefit from their expertise and experience. We are fortunate in Surprise to have an amazing base of diverse skill sets and a rich talent pool among our senior residents that have so much to offer this community. So look for details on this partnership the closer we get to that launch. As I mentioned earlier, we share the goal for success in Surprise. And while we may not always agree on how to do that, I believe we can reach consensus by learning more about the people that make up our community. Outside of our city limits, many people still think of us as a city filled with age-restricted neighborhoods. And while we do have some beautiful communities built for retirees, believe it or not, the median age of our residents is 39. You want to see for yourself? Head out to 8 Acre Park on any weekend, year-round, and see the thousands of young people enjoying our many sports programs. And by the way, I want to brag a little bit about our youth community. They are eager participants in shaping Surprise. We have a very engaged Surprise Youth Council. And I love the summer months when City Hall is filled with young people that are there to learn real-life government work skills through the Surprise Youth Employment Program. In the lobby just outside those doors, you saw the Countryside Elementary Cambridge Academy's Citizenship in Surprise award-winning entry. And students in grades 6 through 8 were asked to express their ideas for how to improve the city. Among the needs they identify were, imagine this, more recreational amenities, an animal shelter, cancer treatment facilities, a college, yay. These priorities, as identified by our future leaders, remind us of what we can do right now to deliver them a city that will keep them living here when they grow up. But it will take resources. More on that in just a minute. As we saw in the video, we are business people, veterans, students, we are kids, young working families, and retirees. We represent high-income and mid-range earners, people living on a fixed income, and some of our neighbors even struggle to make ends meet. And while our needs may be different, together, as a community, we are all one Surprise. Surprise remains a growing community. Wallet Hub has named us the 5th fastest growing city in the country. Our population is rapidly approaching 130,000. With growth comes an increase in meeting demands. To ensure Surprise remains a vibrant and welcoming and safe city, if our shared goal as a community is to offer a great quality of life for residents and visitors now and in the future, then we must all recognize the elements involved in achieving that goal. It means maintaining drivable streets throughout the entire city. It means adding police and fire medical stations in new growth areas to reduce emergency response times in every section of Surprise. It means providing better educational opportunities and investing in parks and open space. It means paying attention to detail and delivering on architectural form that is pleasing to the eye. These are all things that attract new businesses, jobs, and residents to a city like ours and grow a city's revenue tax base. But we cannot achieve these goals in isolation. It takes all of us to make this happen, and it requires a commitment to invest in our community. If those residents that came before us had never built any parks or fire stations or paved a road or even helped land Surprise Stadium, how many of us would have chosen to live here? How many of the existing businesses would have opened in another town just down the street? These investments mattered then, and they still do. Last year's general obligation bond package would have addressed many of the needs that I just talked about, but it failed by fewer than 500 votes. Together, we are getting so very close to understanding our community's needs and knowing that it will take a financial commitment to address them. There's so much opportunity here, and we've heard the voices of our voters. We listened. We know why they voted yes. We know why they voted no. We look forward to continuing that dialogue so that we can craft a plan that moves our community forward. Of course, it's not always about the money when it comes to growing a community. It takes sweat equity. So what can you do to make a difference? Attend one of the many civic educational classes and public meetings we have to offer to find out firsthand what's really happening here. We need you to be a part of this conversation. You can serve on a number of the city's boards and commissions to help shape the city's development, its recreational opportunities, and the arts and culture. You can be a volunteer sports coach, become a member of the Public Safety Citizen Patrol or crisis response teams. Share what you know. Mentor a student or one of our small businesses so they can be successful. The opportunities that truly to be a part of your community are endless. So finally, I want to share with you a short personal story that helped shape my journey as your mayor. Shortly after I was elected, I was attending an orientation in Boston with past, present, and future mayors. I was privileged to have lunch with Mayor Michael Nutter, who at the time led the city of Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. He presented me with his business card, and he turned it over, and he slid the back across that white tablecloth, and neatly printed on the back was the Athenian oath. I was so moved by this simple statement of commitment. I had my own business cards printed with the same oath, and it remains there today. At the center of your tables, you'll notice the Athenian oath is on display. It might as well be our city's mission statement. This one particular portion hits so very close to home what we are doing here in Surprise. And I quote, "We will strive unceasingly to quicken the public's sense of civic duty. Thus, in all these ways, we will transmit this city not only, not less, but greater and more beautiful than it was transmitted to us." It's what we've always done and what we must continue to do. I and your entire city council look forward to working with all of you in growing the best Surprise possible. Thank you for being here. And don't miss out on the opportunity to help us write the next chapter of our story. Thank you.